Hey Dirt Magicians! Trellising cucumbers is a great way to increase the vertical growing space in your garden, which leaves you more space to grow not only more cucumbers, but also other vegetables. Now there are two factors we need to meet when we're coming up with some kind of a support or a trellis for cucumbers. One is that there is something small like wire or string that the cucumbers can grab onto as they have these little tendrils. And two, it needs to be strong enough to be able to support multiple fruits per cucumber plant. So if you can meet those conditions, there are so many different ways to trellis cucumbers. So in this video, we are going to show you 5 different ways that you can trellis cucumbers here in Groville. Our first trellis is actually a tomato cage. I would have never thought to use this for cucumbers, but it's working really well for Kelly. So the wire of the tomato cage allows the tendrils to grab onto it, and she can lean it against the sides to help support the various fruit that are coming off of it. So simple, yet so effective. And I'd want to make sure that this is at least a 4-foot tall cage, as cucumbers can get very tall. Our second trellis is here in Ashton's yard, and it is using 3 garden stakes that are 6 feet tall and a roll of fencing. And so there are 2 on either end of the trellis and 1 garden stake in the middle for support. And it's all been attached with staples to hold it together. And what's great about this is that the fencing is small wire, so again, the tendrils can grab onto the cucumber trellis, and it's sturdy enough to support multiple cucumbers at once. Our third trellis is here in Tricia's yard, and it is using 4 stakes that are held up together in a triangular shape with string wrapped around for the tendrils to grab onto. Now, Tricia and I were talking about this trellis, and it could have been made bigger to support more plants. So as it is currently in this grow bag, it's supporting 2 plants. But if she put it in a garden bed and made the triangle wider, she could have had a cucumber growing on each side of the triangle. So this works great, but it can be even better. And I just wanted to show you what she had and what she's going to improve upon next year. Another advantage to trellising that I just wanted to mention is that trellises keep the plants up off the ground, which it makes it much easier to see pests to be able to deal with them. It's also a great technique in disease prevention, as it keeps the leaves off of the soil where a lot of diseases will start, and it increases airflow. It is, of course, not foolproof, and here in the Pacific Northwest, powdery mildew is kind of an inevitability, but it will slow down the process of powdery mildew taking over a plant here. And if you want to learn more about pest and disease management, then we have a mini course for you where we talk about identification for both pests and diseases in the vegetable garden, as well as ecological control methods and prevention tips. So click the link in the description box below to find out more information. Now the 4th trellis is actually mine, and it's kind of 2 trellises in one because my cucumbers outgrew the first one. So the first part of this trellis actually just came with the garden bed, and it's just metal tubing with netting in the middle. Now this worked great. The tendrils were able to grab on, it was well supported, but then it outgrew it. So the second part of this trellis you actually could do as a stand-alone trellis, but I've just added it on because my cucumber plants were already attached. So I've taken hanging nails and I've put them on the roof of my balcony, as this is where I'm growing. I've bent the nails at an angle so that I could then attach string and it would hold it secure. And then just for extra precaution, I added some tape to make sure that the string would not slide off. And then for double security, I've asked you to hit the like button to support this video if you're gaining value. Now from there, I've taken the string down to the bottom of that first trellis and attached it there. If I wanted this to be a stand-alone trellis, you could do it on anything that's wood. The best example I have would be the top of a fence, and then bring that string down and attach it to the base of the cucumber plant and then wrap it around that way, and that would work simple as a trellis too. Now our final trellis is Dee's DIY Archway. We really wanted to create an archway, but most of the ones you find online that are DIY are made with cattle panels, which was actually super hard to find here in a city. So we've made one with lumber and chicken wire, which you can find in any home hardware or garden store. It was not hard to find. So for this trellis, we have 4 posts on all ends of the garden bed, as well as a T-post that we made in the middle for support. Then we brought the chicken wire up and over, folded it on all of the sides to secure it, as well to prevent any pokiness. Now, we made a detailed video on the step-by-step process of how to make this trellis, so be sure to check it out here.